How's it going, guys? This is Hog Nasty News, the debut episode. Little rundown of what we're doing here, what I'm doing here. We're looking to, my fiance's looking to kind of simmer down the armchair quarterbacking that's been going on in our house. Not just quarterbacking, but point guarding and pitching, hitting. You know, I'm probably the worst Arkansas fan at watching an Arkansas game. I can't keep my mouth shut. So that's where this comes in. We're going to be doing previews, reviews. Right now, mainly basketball. Can be any sport. It's just time's hard to come by right now. Going to school and working. So really, this is a therapeutic thing for me. We're gonna see how it works out, and it's something I'm really excited about, and hopefully along the way some of y'all become excited about it too. Love to build up a community of people that just love the Razorbacks, man. It's really been a big part of my life growing up. You know, I grew up in Missouri. I'm from Arkansas. Still have tons of family down in Arkansas, so that's one thing that definitely just gets conversation flowing around the dinner table. Arkansas sports, nothing better, man. There's not a better fan base in the world, and you know, we've been through some tough times, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. So with that being said, schedule for tonight, I want to do a review of the Florida game and then look ahead to the Kentucky game. It's late Wednesday night, just got done watching the Kentucky LSU game, so kind of going to draw some stuff from that. Haven't watched them play much this year. Kind of did a little reading up on them before doing this, so don't take any of this stuff to heart. I'm an idiot. This is all opinionated, and if you take one thing from this, it's don't listen to anything I say. I have no idea what I'm talking about. With that being said, let's look back at the Florida game. Arkansas coming out with the win for, I think it was the first win at Florida in 14 years. Winning 82-74. Just a great win. I mean, talk about having to watch Castleton whine up and down the court all night long, complaining to the refs. Even when his foul's called against us, he's still complaining, man. Dude wouldn't shut his mouth. Acting like he's bullying Jay Will down on the block, man. Just watching us close out that game, seeing Jay Will and Note, who else, to hit the big shots at the end, big threes to really close out the game, put the nail in the coffin. Just unbelievable. And how about Devo, man? Talk about coming on at the right time. Just a awesome game from him, and you know, really makes you hopeful for any postseason tournament run that we could make. I mean, definitely having him coming off the bench and playing like that is going to be a huge boost. Really, some takeaways from that game. Back to Devo. Love how he brought that spark off the bench. The half-court offense, I thought when he was running it, the ball's flying out of his hands. He comes off the bench with a ton of energy. He's just a great energy guy. And, you know, full court passes sometimes get away from him. I think he gets a little too much into the moment, but I really like the way he moves the ball in the half court and how he moves in the half court. I think we'll speak on it later, but coming up against Kentucky, I think that's going to be huge. And then, I mean, JD, talk about when you need a shot, you know where the ball is going. Everybody in the building knew where the ball was going. I was screaming at my TV, get JD the ball, man. I mean, you could just tell that he wants it in those moments. You can see through the whole game, the dude doesn't get frustrated about anything. He's even killed the whole game, and that's what you need in a closer, man. Especially a scorer like him, he can flat out close games. Um, and then I think the matchup between J. Will and Castleton, as much as I don't like the guy, he likes to lower his shoulder in the post, and I think that's good preparation for against this Kentucky team. Sheboy on Kentucky talking about being player of the year. He's having an outstanding year and really a bully on the block. I think he's averaging a double points and rebounds. And he's not the biggest guy. I think Jay Will's got an inch on him. I think Jay Will's 6'10" and Sheboy's 6'9". So just giving Jay Will that little, aggressive center to go against a game before we have this Kentucky team rolling in. I think it's only going to help him. He's going to be used to taking those blows down on the block. Not that he already wasn't, but now he's actually going to have the size advantage. I think Castleton's a 7-footer, and Jay Will still held his own, still grabbing boards and making those passes, which is going to be huge this weekend. With that, just a great win against Florida, man. I love beating SEC teams, and I love beating Florida. Especially, knocking them out of the tourney, most likely. If they don't, they're probably not going to go on some crazy run, so they can kiss those tourney hopes goodbye, which is just great. With that, let's preview Kentucky. I'm excited for this one, for sure. My grandpa's from Kentucky. Thing he loves most is watching Kentucky lose. He's a huge Arkansas fan, and he hates Calipari. And I think most of Arkansas is right there with him. Can't wait to get him in the bud. This is going to be a huge game, I think, for our seeding. With this one, we've got this and LSU, and I think one more after that. Maybe Alabama, I can't remember. But this one, I think this is the big one in those next couple games. So right now, Kentucky's starting to line up without two of their best players. Xavier Wheeler and Ty Washington are hurt right now. Two guards, and this it really alters the product Kentucky's putting out on the floor. From what I've heard, from what Calipari said in a couple interviews, is that he's looking to be healthy for a big postseason run, and he's not afraid to rest his guys going into these last few regular season games to make sure they're healthy. With that being said, I know Calipari knows how we feel about him and feel about his team, and I know he's going to want to take a win at the bud, especially now they're only, I think, a game up in the standings. So, I don't think anybody's going to catch Auburn, but crazier things have happened. So I wouldn't be surprised if those two end up on the court. So I'm going to kind of go through two different lineups that Kentucky might be throwing out there. So the lineup without Wheeler and Washington, still pretty solid lineup. I think out of all the teams we've played so far, Kentucky probably matches up with us size-wise better than any of them. So it's gonna be a tough game no matter what. You've got some pretty big guards over at Kentucky, but I think maybe one of them only has an inch on JD, and Devo's got length. He's got crazy long arms. The only thing would really be worried about is when we throw those lineups in there with likes. But really, man, he's been standing his ground defensively, made a lot of improvement, much like JD did last year. JD started off the season not the best defender, and look look at him now, he's probably one of the better on-ball defenders in the nation. So not too worried about that. One thing I will say though is that kind of bodes well for us is our guards are way quicker than the Kentucky guards are. Kentucky guards are long, big, strong. They like to get downhill. Again, that's good for us, man. I think we probably have to be leading the nation in charges. I mean, we've got one dude that's got, I think, damn near 50 charges taken, and Jay Will. And then our guys just do a great job of setting their feet and getting to the spots, man. That's got to be, I mean, it's all coaching, and those guys are willing to lay their bodies out on the line for us, for the team. And I think that really bodes well. The only wrinkle I can see in there with that is if Wheeler and Washington are playing. Both those guys are great passers. With Wheeler, I think leading the SEC in assists. And really, he's an undersized guard. I think he's sitting at 5'9", about likes his size, and so he's quick off the dribble. He can dice in the lane, and that's how he's getting those guys open shots. Is he's bringing that defense in and kicking the ball out. He's a great passer, man. I believe last year when he was on Georgia, he had 5 assists and 14 points against us, but he also had 5 turnovers. So with him in there, the offense is going to run a little bit smoother for Kentucky, and same with Ty Washington, man. He's no taste size, scorer. He can pass. I think he's averaging almost 5 assists and maybe around 13 points. So he can do a little bit of it all. And both these guys have pretty high field goal percentages. So with those two in, it's going to be a lot closer game for sure. But we're at the Bud, and when the Bud gets rocking, it's a hard place for teams to come in and win. So I think with either lineup, I think we're going to win. I think we want it. I know Jay Will, in an interview he had this week, talking about he's excited for the matchup with Sheboy. He's ready for it. He wants it. And, out of all the centers he's gone against some good ones. I think Sheboy probably matches up the best with him. They're pretty similar players in terms of toughness and getting boards and banging down low. But Jay Will's a winner, man. He, out of all the great centers he's played in our league, man, he's come out and he's won the games. There's just something different about him, so I'm going to give him the favor in that matchup. And just defensively as well, our guards should be able to stay in front of these guys. Size is about the same, but our guards are way quicker, way shiftier. That bodes well on defense and offense, man. Being able to slide your feet and stay in front of these guards, I think we're going to be racking up the charge calls. As long as we don't get those trash SEC refs that seem to be at every other game. I think our defense is going to be pretty solid. And then on the offensive end, it's going to be huge. Got to move without the ball. These guys, quickness-wise, I got to keep banging on it. Can't stick with us. So, I'm not expecting a big scoring night from Jay Will, but I think that offense is going to be rolling through him like it usually is. I mean, get that ball down low, whether you're throwing it into the post to Jay Will and then running off screens and get those guards moving, coming downhill towards the basket. I think that's going to be huge. And then just having guys like Likes and JD, if it's just that big lineup that Kentucky sent out there against LSU tonight, every one of our guards should be eaten. I think Likes and Tony are going to have a big game, and Devo. JD's always going to get his for sure, but I think those guys are really going to have a good game. One thing I took away from the LSU game tonight, and if any of y'all watched it, you probably saw it too. Is this Kentucky team could not handle the full court press, and I mean LSU's a pretty solid defensive team, but our press is way better than theirs. Our defense is way better than theirs. So if Kentucky doesn't get that nailed down this week in practice, they could be in for a long night. I would look for the press early, and then if the game ends up being closer in the second half, probably go back to it. And hell, I'd like to see him in the press all night long. If I really honestly don't believe that Kentucky would be able to beat it. So with that being said, with these injuries to Kentucky, those guys that Calipari's throwing out there, they're getting minutes and they're solid players. We're a pretty deep team. Kentucky's probably the deepest team in the SEC, I would say, especially with all this experience those guys are getting with playing time opening up, and they're having guys that step up. So we're gonna see who they throw out there, but I think we're taking this one home. Prediction on the score, I'm gonna say 84-76 Arkansas. All right, so thanks for joining me, y'all. That's pretty much all I'm going to cover tonight. Like I said, pretty busy at the moment, but really it feels good getting all this stuff out, getting to talk about it, and really just kind of racking my brain and getting this stuff out there, and I don't have to hold it in and yell at the TV anymore, man. It feels good. So I'm going to try my best to upload on Wednesdays. It's pretty late Wednesday night right now. This is the first one, kind of introduction. So I'm not sure when this one will go up, but after this one goes up, I'm not a very technological savvy person. So editing and all this stuff, I'm going to have to figure out. So I don't know when this is going to go up, but before Saturday. And then after that, I should have it figured out a little bit by then to where I can at least upload on a regular basis, which is I'm going to be looking for Wednesday nights just so we can get the Tuesday night games reviewed, and then or Wednesday night, depending on when we play, and then look forward to the Saturday games. But this is not a basketball only channel. We're gonna be looking at a lot of different stuff. Anything related to Arkansas, not even Arkansas University, man. I've got a Thug Nasty Bryce Mitchell hat on, signed hat right now. It's how I got the name for this channel. Favorite UFC fighter. If you guys don't know him, check him out. You'll love him. But I'll cover some of his stuff when I can, and really just anything that comes to mind. I'm happy to share it with y'all. If y'all have anything you want me to cover, let me know. Be glad to do it. With that being said, y'all have a great night. Go Hogs.